This episode of Learn Chinese Now is brought to you by iTalki.com. Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about 网路, literally net road, the internet in Chinese. Specifically, we're going to be looking at some social media sites, 社交媒体. That's basically a direct translation from English. Now, I have a special guest on the show today, someone I met through the internet, so to me, she is a 网友. Let's introduce Fiona Tian from Mandarin Made Easy. She's going to be joining us from Taiwan. Hi, Fiona.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So we're going to talk about Chinese social media.
That's right.
And you know, a lot of Taiwanese people. I know you're in Taiwan. A lot of Taiwanese people actually use Western social media sites. So let's first talk about some of the names of Western social media sites in Chinese.
Sure. I guess everyone's first wondering about Facebook, right? And it is a very literal translation.
Okay.
So it's Facebook, 脸书. So it literally
okay,
is
so that's just translating it into Chinese, isn't it? 脸 means face and book means, sorry, 书 means book.
Yeah.
But actually there's another translation, which is kind of a joke, which I'm sure you know, that's 非死不可.
So yeah, if you're kind of at a dinner table with a bunch of aunties and uncles, you want to throw this one, you can definitely do this. But do be careful. It's kind of gone past tongue in cheek, but people do definitely reference it still.
So this is just using some other characters to kind of make something that sounds like Facebook, like a transliteration. But
exactly.
The meaning of it is it's not okay if you don't die. Like 非死不可.
No, it's you must die. One must,
you must die. Yeah.
非死不可.
One must die. So, but the way it's literally made is like 非 is like a negative, you know, word, and then 死 is die, and 不可. So it's like you can't not die. So in English, proper English is you must die. All right. So what have we got next?
So we've also got Twitter, which is very, I would say, not as popular. I think it's used slightly differently to probably how people use it, probably in the US or in the UK. But the word for Twitter is 推特. 推特.
So do you use Twitter, Fiona?
I'm really bad at using Twitter personally. I'm definitely a Facebooker, a YouTuber, but not so much on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. But I have found there's a kind of little hack with Twitter that if you use it in Chinese, because you know in Twitter you're only allowed to type 120 characters, right? So English characters, you know, one word is like, you know, 5 characters or 6 characters, right? But in Chinese, each character, like 1 or 2 characters makes up a word. So if you type in Chinese on Twitter, you can actually type like a whole paragraph of stuff.
I've never thought about that. That's like an economical use of Twitter.
Yeah, it's an internet hack, you know, if you speak Chinese. And so, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So we've talked about Facebook, we've talked about Twitter, and I guess the next thing is a blog, right? Most people nowadays keep a blog. And there's a couple of ways I think you can talk about a blog. The first one is 博客 or 播客. Also in Taiwan, people refer to as 部落格, which again is kind of a transliteration of blog. 部落格 or 博客.
Okay. I see. So let's introduce now some Chinese sites, some Chinese social networking sites. The first one to introduce is 人人网, which you know, people call this China's Shanzhai Facebook because you know, if you look at the site, you're like, this looks kind of familiar. They've even used the blue and white color scheme of Facebook. It's basically set up like Facebook, and Facebook, I believe, is banned in China. Is that right?
That's right. So if you're looking to check your posts on your friend's status in China for Facebook, that's not possible. And that's why actually if you're looking for terms for Facebook in Chinese, you'll probably only find Taiwanese versions of that. Because in Taiwan you are allowed to use Facebook, and in China you aren't.
I see. And then the next one, the next Chinese social networking site I've got down here is 新浪微博, which this is a microblogging site. So it's basically similar to Twitter. And wei is like micro, and bo would be short for 博客 or 播客, which means blog. So it's a microblogging.
I would say this is so much more popular in Taiwan compared to Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think so. You get a lot of celebrity gossip, I would say. Any new thing that happens with any celebrity you find on Weibo.
I think I had a Weibo, but it got shut down by Chinese authorities because I'm censored in China.
Oh gosh.
My name's on a blacklist, so.
Stick to Twitter, you'll be all right.
Stick with Twitter, yeah. Stick with Twitter. Okay, so the next one that I've got down here is how we say the Chinese word for internet user that's used in mainland China, and this is Wangmin.
Wangmin.
That's right. And when this is translated into English, they call it a netizen. So Wang is obviously like web, and Min is short, I guess, for kind of Gongmin, or Min can just mean people. So it's kind of like a web citizen. So they translate it as netizen. And that's a really common way in China that people refer to web users. Just want to take a quick break to remind you guys this week's episode is brought to you by iTalki.com. It's a great site, tons of resources on there for studying Chinese. You can use it to link up with people for language exchanges free of charge, or you can use their paid service, which links people with Chinese teachers across the world who will teach you at very affordable prices through Skype video chat from the convenience of your own home. You can practice stuff you've been learning with us on Learn Chinese Now. We have a special deal. It's buy one, get one free for new users of the site, especially for Learn Chinese Now viewers. So use that link, click here or paste that into your browser. You can watch a video, tells you all about their service, and also use that link to access the deal. Okay, back to the Chinese internet. Okay, so Fiona, now we know what sites are on offer, but if we want to get an account on Chinese or Taiwanese social media, or if we just want to set our Facebook to Chinese for practice,
dangerous.
Yeah, I've done that. Let's talk about some of the terms used, for logging in and setting up an account and stuff.
All right, well, first things first, you need to sign up, right? And that would be 注册, that is to sign up, the verb to sign up.
And so if you've already created an account, then you wouldn't need to sign up, but you would just need to log in. That's 登入. So wherever you see a little bar with that character, that's where you type your login information. Now, let's say I'm already logged in and I'm on Facebook or Pikebang or whatever, and I want to upload some photos. How do I do that?
You would 上传, so literally to upload, to upsend.
And what about not photos, but let's say just typing some text and creating a post, of an article or something?
Now this, I'm sure some of you guys will find quite amusing. It is po文, and you're thinking, what Chinese character is that? No, it's English. It's P-O, po文, and that is literally to post. So they're shortening the English word post to po文.
Oh, that's where it comes from. Actually, I didn't know that. Oh, that's interesting. I thought they just wrote po for fun or something.
Yeah, po文.
Okay, so let's say you've po文 or 上传了一张照片, and I really like it. To press like, I'm going to 按赞.
You'll see so many people, if they have their thumbs up, they're always like 给个赞, 按赞.
Yeah. So 按 is like the verb to press a button. And 赞, how would we translate 赞?
Interesting. So it's kind of like something that's really good. You're kind of praising someone. So it's kind of a bit more, I would say, even stronger than like. But I think whoever made this translation, it was actually quite smart. I feel like to say 按喜欢 would have been really strange. I think people would have felt a bit embarrassed to be like, oh, 喜欢好不好意思哦. So I think it was good that they used the character 赞.
So now, if you want to make a comment on someone's photo, you've already 按赞 is not enough. You want to say how awesome it is, or not. If you want to make a comment, what would you say?
留言, literally to leave a message or to leave some words. 留言.
Okay, so yeah, 留 means to like to leave or to remain somewhere. So you see the character in 留, like 留学, like study abroad, to go somewhere, or so 留言 means, it means leave some words. And yeah, that's what you say for to comment under a photo. Now, when in the commenting, there are some names for people at different positions. What in the comment chain? Do you want to explain this, Fiona?
Sure. So this is something when I was using Chinese social media that I was a bit confused with these terms. I was like, huh? Who are they referring to? So I had to ask my sister, who is the token young person in the family. So she was like, okay, so the person that's in charge of the thread, or the person that originally posted the post, is the 楼主, which literally means the owner of the building. Now, why do they see it as a building? Is because every time there's a comment, there's like a little brick, right? So if you do...
It adds another level.
Yeah. If you do get into an argument with someone on a post of some sort, you can be like, 喂, upstairs, 楼上的, or 楼下的.
Okay.
So you don't have to refer to the person specifically, but you can be like, 喂, person upstairs, or 喂, person downstairs, don't like what you're saying, or something like that.
That's really cool. Maybe we should start using that in English.
Exactly. Upstairs, downstairs.
So if we want to share an article, there's also a way for that, a Chinese term for that, isn't there?
And that would be 推文. So if you're looking at the literal translation, it is to push an article. And that's essentially what you're doing, right? You're sharing an article, you're pushing it onto something else. So 推文. So now we've talked quite a lot about like different terms for you to use or for you to learn when you're using social media. So I think it's really important that we talk about some popular content, you know, especially in Chinese language. You know, we're always seeing viral videos, and the same thing happens in Chinese as well. So do you have a favorite viral video, Ben?
I do. Well, I got a few actually. Let's first talk about let's talk about one show from China that's really popular online. And so if someone has a lot of clicks, a lot of views, we call that 点击率. Is the ji, what tone is that in Taiwanese Mandarin? It might be different.
点击率.
Okay, so in Taiwanese Mandarin, it's 点击率. It's pronounced in the second tone, and in mainland China, it's pronounced as ji, the first tone. So 点击率. That's the click rate. So if a program online or an article or a video has a really high views, you would say it's a 点击率很高. So I got an example of that is Da Peng, and he's a Chinese internet star, and his show is on Sohu, which is kind of like a Chinese YouTube. Some you could even say a Shanzhai YouTube. If you just look at the logo, you'll see it's very similar. But anyway, his program's really funny, and he's like so that's something. An example of 点击率很高的一个节目. And then I'll give you another example is if you get something that's sort of like not necessarily done by someone who's already an established star, but it's just a video and it explodes because it could be a cat video or whatever, you can say 爆红.
Yeah, 爆红.
You want to explain that term?
Sure. So 爆红, we would translate it now in this context of, you know, the online world as to go viral. But if you look at the actual term, it means to explode. And then 红 in Mandarin, whilst yes, it means red, but it also means popular or famous. So to explode into fame, 爆红, to go viral.
So you can actually use 红 to you know, refer to anything that's popular. You can say, oh, 他很红, like 这个人很红, he's really popular.
他最近很红.
Yeah. So there's an example here I got of a video that was that 爆红 in Taiwan, which is this 9-second video. We'll play it for you here. Basically, it's just someone dropped their 豆花, which 豆花. Do you know the English term for that? I just call it 豆花, but
the English translation does not sound too appetizing. It's bean curd, but it's delicious, guys.
Oh, really?
It's like,
that's it?
It's like a very...
It really is delicious.
Very silken, sweet tofu, basically. Don't let the term...
And so what this...
put you off.
Don't let the term confuse you. So this person in the video drops their 豆花 and then they shout, oh, 我的豆花30块. 30块 is $1. So, you know, their response was a little bit 夸张, a bit over the top. And so, yeah, and that video went viral in Taiwan, on PTT, I think.
Actually, talking about 爆红, Ben, and talking about 豆花, recently in Taiwan there was a 豆花男, a guy
really?
Guy that sells bean curd very, very attractive man.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember. I've seen an article about this. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's a great example of 爆红. You know, he suddenly rose to fame for being the most attractive bean curd seller in Taiwan.
and this type of person, what would we call them? Because I know there's a term for it.
So using the same word 红, so we would say 网路红人. So an internet famous person, literally. So an online celebrity.
Online celebrity. And what about, could you give us an example of maybe a more established online celebrity in Taiwan?
So if you're looking for like an iconic 网路红人 or YouTuber in Taiwan, Cai Aga would definitely be high up on my list.
試過今名人台語時間都打。加名人台語。哦，名人台語。名人你打。哦，名人加。你講啲網絡名人。我漩渦名人啊。漩渦名人。趕緊簽了見名人哦，男性的同胞們，你有福氣啊。
However, if you're learning Mandarin, this is probably not the first YouTube site you should visit because everything's super sped up. It's in 1.5 speed, even, you know, ×2 speed. And he uses a lot of Taiwanese, Hokkien, and kind of very, very colloquial terms. But it's super entertaining. There's loads of cultural stuff, as well as like current affairs. Really funny as well. So my suggestion is grab a Taiwanese friend, force them to sit down next to you and say,
explain it for you, right?
Yeah, explain this 网路红人 to me and what they're talking about.
Well, thanks so much, Fiona, for joining us today.
No worries.
If you want to see Fiona's version of the video, you click the link over here on the screen, and there's actually a bonus few vocabulary terms in her video explaining a little bit more about Taiwanese social media.
Thank you so much, Ben, for having me. It was awesome.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. Leave your feedback in the comments section below. Let us know what you think. Do you like these longer form videos with special guests on the show? And don't remember to check out iTalki for that buy one, get one free deal on Chinese lessons. For now, 再见.